I forgot. Flip screen.
Picture this. You have a single grain of sand. This may seem like somewhat of an insignificance to most. Now add the grains of sand from a sand dune. Adding so many can cause an entire shapeshift into its very own landscape. Now think of addiction and how the growth of it can impact our daily lives. The concept of addiction's gradual impact can evolve from casual usage to the lead of total dependency. Addiction is a disease of the brain, and it has excruciating tendencies of relapse when continuous exposure of the drug occurs. Every single day, the number of people that are falling into the trap that they never anticipated wreaking havoc into their lives. Yet, just like this one single grain of sand or one simple choice, it can spiral into a large problem. This is somewhat of an invisible chain. Addiction is no longer a distant issue, and we are living in the growing dark shadow streaming through our communities. Addiction is ruining lives in ways that we can no longer ignore, and leaving many questioning how they can break free from this horrific cycle. The growth in our society is a large concern, and it is estimated that 48.7 million individuals ages 12 or older suffer from substance use disorder. Some risk factors hold a number due to the higher previously released from prison, as well as those who are past substance users. Strategies addressing such factors and reducing the risk of growing numbers of using substance abuse include easier access to treatment to help those seeking long-term recovery. The qualifications I hold to speak on this topic start with being married to an active addict for 10 years, and I now work full-time for an addiction recovery clinic.
Woohoo!
And it brings so much joy to my heart seeing people start at our clinic and succeed in bringing their lives back to the light that it once was. Addiction is a chronic condition that involves compulsive seeking and taking of substances or performing of an activity despite the negative or harmful consequences. Whether it be affecting one's health, relationships, or overall quality of life, there are two different types of addictions: substance and non-substance addictions. For this speech, we are focusing on substance addictions. There are many different substances that someone can be addicted to. To name a few: alcohol, caffeine, cannabis, hallucinogens, sedatives, inhalants, opioids, stimulants, and tobacco. The causes of substance addiction has a wide range, starting from being prescribed a painkiller from a doctor to simple genetics. Statistics show that 40 to 60% of all addiction is hereditable. Prescribed painkillers quickly can escalate into dependency for many people over the years. Addiction, like anything else, has to start somewhere, and in this case, a small dose can lead to a bigger problem. Peer pressure for trying substances can range from preteens to older adults. Stress is a major trigger in those in active addiction, as well as being a reason for one to try a substance initially. Over time, you will need higher doses just to feel that certain euphoria high that you felt the initial time of trying it. The desire can take over your brain with the need to recapture the initial euphoric high. Think back to when I spoke on the single grain of sand, and now replace the grains with a single decision and how they matter. With effort and raising awareness, there is hope that we can reshape the makings of the landscapes that addiction in our lives, and it is hitting our communities so hard. Addiction is a challenge, and that it will impact nearly everyone in time because there is no discrimination and it can happen to anyone. Recovery is effective, and it is the most safe decision anyone in addiction can make. Early recognition in the signs of it can ultimately encourage treatment, and it is a crucial part for further prevention. There are many psychological and mental health disorders caused by addiction, such as anxiety and depression. Statistics show that mental health disorders are a large cause of substance use addiction. Those suffering in mental health are twice as likely to suffer with addiction, and the relationship between mental health struggles and substances can become overwhelming to most. Recovery is possible no matter the stage of addiction that a person may be in. People who receive long-term treatment are 50% more likely to remain in recovery, and I have seen this possible every day with many people. It is good for people in addiction to know that they are not alone, and there are people who care for their well-being and recovery. Let's rally together and stand to encourage awareness, support, and personal compassion for each individual struggling with addiction. and choosing to recover from the turmoil that has hit their lives. This is the brain healthy before drugs, and this is the brain after drugs.